Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, we have finally some exciting news on Bitcoin. Guys, as you will know, Bitcoin has been trading sideways for the last month, and it has been remarkably boring. But today things have changed because, guys, today, Bitcoin has had a confirmed breakout above the 20 daily exponential moving average. Not only that, it is currently trading above the downtrending level of resistance that constitutes the level of resistance in our 3-month-long consolidation pattern. Guys, over the last 3 months, Bitcoin has been trading sideways, flagging out, locking in the gains that we saw in March and April. And ever since then, Bitcoin has seen quite a bit of stagnation. But finally, we have seen some volatility return to Bitcoin. So in today's video, we are going to be doing some technical analysis on this breakout that we have just seen on Bitcoin. We're going to be talking about whether or not this is finally the breakout that will drive Bitcoin to $10,000 and beyond, or if this is just a fake out. And we're going to be looking at all of the different technicals and fundamentals that go into that exact question. Guys, we've been waiting for something to happen on Bitcoin, and it finally has. So I encourage you to watch until the end of this video because I think you're going to get a lot of good value out of this video. If you do, as always, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. It really helps out the channel when you do that. Before we just, go ahead and dive on into it, there is one thing I want to mention, and that would be the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. Guys, now we are only 15 people away from having 2,000 members in the Academy, and those 2,000 members are learning every single day the things that they need to know to lay their foundation of knowledge in the skill of technical analysis. Guys, technical analysis is what you need to know to be able to predict these movements, and also what you need to know to be able to trade and profit these movements. So if you want to actually make money in this market, you must be continually investing in your education, and that's what CT2A is designed to do. More information on that at the end of the video. If you're interested, hit the link down below and use the coupon code July2020 for $40 off at checkout. But for now, though, guys, without much further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. Guys, I remember back at the end of 2018, tell me in the comment section down below if you were here in 2018 when Bitcoin was trading sideways for like 80 days, doing literally absolutely nothing. Guys, if you think Bitcoin has had no volatility lately, go back to October, November, and early December of 2018. Look at that market. Bitcoin was trading in like a 5% range. That was boring. I have no clue how I came up with video topics that entire time because I uploaded a video all the way through that, and a similar thing has been happening over the last month or two. Just trying to find ways to entertain you guys and make sure you're getting quality content. Now, finally, Bitcoin has had a breakout, so let's go ahead and jump onto the chart. As you guys can see, Bitcoin has a very clearly defined downtrending level of resistance, that being this red line right here. Yesterday, Bitcoin rallied up to and tested the 20 daily exponential moving average, and we rejected off of it. And actually, guys, we had a red bearish engulfing candlestick. As you can see, this red candlestick, we talked about this in yesterday's video, did in fact close bearish below the open of the previous green. But overnight, and in fact in just the last few hours, we have seen a pretty major breakout on Bitcoin, rallying all the way to where we're trading at the time of recording this video of $9,400, and all the way up to $9,437 as of a few hours ago. In doing so, Bitcoin has not only broken the 20 daily exponential moving average, which is one of my favorite technical indicators in all of technical analysis, one of the most important levels of resistance that Bitcoin needed to break, we've also broken the downtrending level of resistance. If you remember to about 3 weeks ago, right around the time I was getting back from Tennessee, I was talking about how I needed to see Bitcoin do one of 3 things. In fact, I needed to see Bitcoin do all of those 3 things. Number 1, Bitcoin needed to break above the 20 DEMA. Number 2, Bitcoin needed to break the downtrending level of resistance. And number 3, Bitcoin needed to break the most recent high. At the time, that high was around $9,800. Now, however, our most recent high is right here at $9,477. So for Bitcoin to enter a new uptrend, all Bitcoin needs to do is break the 3 levels I just talked about. The 20 DEMA, which we've done, the downtrending level of resistance, which we've done, and this flat level of resistance because it's the most recent high, which we have come very close to. Overnight, Bitcoin has rallied about $300, and for Bitcoin to rally up to that downtrending level of resistance, we only need to go another $175, which, fun fact, is the rent with one house on Park Place while playing Monopoly. I was playing Monopoly last night, so there you go. Just so you know. One house, Park Place, it's $175. I have it all memorized. Guys, if any of you ever challenge me to Monopoly, you're going to lose. You're just going to lose. I just thought you should know that. Anyway, moving on. Park Place card. Am I right on that? I should be. I had it last night. Boom! I'm right. Check it. Exactly. I have like all the rents memorized. I'm such a nerd. Anyway, guys, moving on here, we do need to talk about several other technical indicators. The first thing I want to bring to your attention is the volume. As you can see, we've had the highest volume candlestick on Bitcoin for the last 4 days or so, and this day is not over. Remember, this day is only, at the time of recording this video, 14 and a half hours old, which means that there's still a lot of room to run on this candlestick. That's a good sign. I like seeing the volume return, even if it's just slightly. And looking down on our technical indicators, we can see that RSI has very strongly jumped from about 47 all the way up to 56. Definitely a good movement. MACD, as we can see, has finally decided what it was going to do, you see. Bitcoin MACD was not very clear with what it wanted to do, but now we have had that bullish uptrend start, and we have seen a bullish break on the MACD, and we see by this histogram bar that Bitcoin is looking very good. Stochastic RSI is trending to the upside again, which is a very good sign, and of course, hash ribbons are just continuing their march into oblivion, being at like 12 trillion, all the way up there. So guys, technical indicators are obviously not the only thing we need to look at. We also need to look at market sentiment. We need to look at the strength of this trend. We need to look at the strength of the bulls and the bears. And we also need to look at Google Trends. As you guys can see, we have been in a bit of a slump on our Google Trends ever since we hit a high back here in mid-May at 100% on Bitcoin search volume worldwide. That has been consistently trending to the downside for the last 2 months, all the way down to 46 in the week of July 5th to July 11th. But now, as we can see, we've jumped from around 46 all the way up to 53. That is 6 points, and that is most certainly significant, guys. We have had nothing but perfect downtrend here over the last 2 months, and we've finally seen some more interest jump into Bitcoin. By the way, that week closed 3 days ago. I would imagine with Bitcoin having a $300 rally the way it just has, that trend is going to continue into the next several days, and the next weekly dot on that chart is going to be even higher than 53. Would definitely be a good sign. We need to see volatility return. We need to see volume return. We need to see retail interest return. We need to see the SEO on Bitcoin doing well. We need to see the YouTubers in the space getting more views. That's what I call the YouTube fundamental indicator. How many people are paying attention to the cryptocurrency YouTube space is generally going to be indicative of how many people are paying attention to the actual chart, and therefore how many people are trading, and therefore how much volume, volatility, and money is in the space. And also, guys, keep this in mind. Bitcoin has won a ton of VPVR support just below us, so it makes a lot of sense that Bitcoin is rallying here rather than correcting. And as someone pointed out in the comment section yesterday, TD Sequential does not like being wrong, and we did just see a bullish 9 flash on our TD Sequential. That's a very crooked arrow. A 9 flash on our TD Sequential just about 3 or 4 days ago. The last time we saw a bullish 9 flash on the TD Sequential was all the way back in December of last year, and it resulted in a pretty hefty rally of around 60%. Guys, Bitcoin has been very indecisive lately, and as I've been saying in the last couple of days, this market really could have gone either way. It could have broken to the upside, or it could have broken to the downside. The technicals have been very indecisive lately, but as I've also said in the last 2 weeks or so, Bitcoin's trend is your friend until it ends. And the fact that Bitcoin is still in a pennant and has not broken our uptrending level of support means that we were supposed to continue being bullish until we did so and broke down, which we never did, which is why I never actually left the camp of the bulls. I've been telling you guys for a while the condition by which I would leave the camp of the bulls, but I have been bullish on Bitcoin, and while reluctantly, I was weighing in with the bulls. It looks like that's paid off. But let's go ahead and play devil's advocate and make sure we're not getting too exuberant too quickly. Because as we've seen in the last couple of months, it's very easy for Bitcoin to have a break above this downtrending level of resistance and then fall right back below it. We're not out of the woods yet. As you guys can see, we've had at least one massive break of this trend, which did not actually result in a proper breakout. And we've seen Bitcoin test this level many, many times. And also keep in mind, guys, while I'm saying that Bitcoin is broken out here, it is definitely possible that you draw this trend something like this, and then someone would argue that no, in fact, we haven't broken out yet. I think we have, but it's very possible that there is a significant amount of traders saying that we have not yet broken out. Especially if you look at the longer-term downtrending level of resistance, Bitcoin is nowhere even close to it. We've broken this shorter-term one, I would argue, but we've definitely not broken the longer-term one. So make sure you don't get those two confused, because that is a very important distinction. While I must say that it's very impressive that Bitcoin has been spending much of its time up here against the level of resistance compared to the little amount of time that it's been spending down here around the support, we must take every breakout with a grain of salt, and we must be careful of getting over exuberant too quickly. Bitcoin has broken out, but I want 72 hours to see what Bitcoin does here. If Bitcoin is consistently trending to the upside for the next 3 days, I'm going to be pretty concerned for the bears and everyone in a short position right now, and I'm going to be very happy with the bulls. But I am not going to just declare a bull market because we've been trending to the upside for 7 or 8 hours. This could very easily fall back over, and we could be trading at $9,200 this time tomorrow. I've seen it happen a million times, so be careful of getting too exuberant too quickly. As I said, we have not broken that long-term downtrending level of resistance yet. Once we do that, that'll be the time to celebrate. That'll be the time to enter massive long positions if that is your prerogative and if you decide on that. But until then, take this movement with a grain of salt. Let it prove itself. And with that said, guys, there is most certainly a trade to be made here. Bitcoin has this level of resistance to break now, and if it breaks this level of resistance around 94.75, then you are going to be able to be pretty confident that Bitcoin's not going to pull back down here because we've just broken another level of resistance. Why would Bitcoin go breaking resistance if it was just going to fall back below support? That doesn't normally happen. What I'm looking for here, guys, is a trade entry probably somewhere right around $9,050. Since we're looking at an exact top over here, it's pretty obvious to tell exactly where the break would be happening. It's almost exactly on $9,475. So you could pretty confidently enter a trade maybe around $95.25 just to make sure you're not catching a shooting star or anything. And then, guys, your stop loss is going to be pretty obvious. If this is actually where this candlestick closes, your stop loss, I would say just put it right where the top of that candlestick is. So that's right around $9,435. As far as targets, guys, the first target would be pretty obvious as well. It's going to be this top right over here, and that would be right there around $9,800. That gives you about a 3x risk to reward ratio. You use a little bit of smart leverage with Bybit, which we do have a referral link down below for, by the way. Then you can make a pretty good amount of money on this trade. This is the kind of trade that may take 2-3 days to play out, so make sure you're not exiting your position too quickly, and make sure you're using your own wisdom. By the way, you can make a lot of money leverage trading. I've heard of people making hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars leverage trading, but they are straight up experts at it. Be very careful with leverage trading. If you do have over 2 years experience in the market or so, and you really know what you're doing, and you're confident, and you're consistently being profitable without leverage, if you would like to support the channel, you can use our Bybit referral link down below. Don't reference it too much because I don't want people to get burned, but if you know what you're doing and you are going to leverage trade anyway, you can use that link to help us out. Anyway, guys, to wrap up our thoughts here, I just want to remind you that nothing is set in stone on Bitcoin. Bitcoin could very easily crash $400 tomorrow, and we could be headed down to like $7,000. I do believe that based on what we're seeing right now, that we're starting to see a resurgence in bullish strength, and I think this is the genesis. I think this is the seed of a new uptrend that we're going to see form over the next couple of weeks. However, that, as I said, is not guaranteed, so be careful of just going full ham bullish when we just don't have the history to back it up. Guys, 7 hours, I almost said 7 months, 7 hours of uptrend is not really that strong. 7 years of uptrend, 7 months of uptrend, 7 weeks of uptrend, you see something like that? Yeah, bet with the trend. But guys, the trend is your friend until it ends, but remember the age and the strength of said trend. Let's give this a couple of days to flag out, see what happens, see if we can lock in these gains above $9,400, which I most certainly think we can do. We have consistently traded above $9,000 for the last 3 months with low volume, low volatility, with just a little bit of bullishness. I think it makes a lot of sense for Bitcoin to rally to $10,000, $11,000, $12,000 over the next several months. It's not really a question of if Bitcoin can do that. It's a question of if the dominoes fall in the correct order and allow for us to actually start breaking important levels of resistance. Because while we do have a lot of support right now, there's also a lot of resistance that we need to break above to actually get the ball rolling. That's why Bitcoin's been trading sideways, is because we're sandwiched in between resistance and support, both of which are very strong. So guys, the moral of this story is that yes, there is a trade to be made coming up. Make sure you're being careful with that trade. Really easy to throw your weight in the camp of the bulls a little bit too early, and I don't want you guys getting hurt. Anyway, guys, I hope you did learn something from this video. I hope you did enjoy today's technical analysis. If I missed anything, let me know in the comment section down below. I would love to hear your opinions on what we talked about in today's video. Guys, the next 6 weeks or so are going to be absolutely crazy. 6 weeks from today, 5 weeks from today, we start moving into our office, and 6 weeks from today, the lease starts, which means that a stupid amount of developments are coming to the channel relatively soon. And look, I'm going to be straight up with you. We're about to spend a lot of money to be able to expand this channel, and that's why I've been talking about CT2A so much. You guys have been loving it, so let me mention what's going on here. Guys, the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy is our academy that contains 36 high-quality, well-edited, well-structured, and researched videos that are going to bring you over 12 hours of content teaching you everything from the very basics of technical analysis all the way up through the much more advanced concepts that you're going to need to know so that you can actually read, analyze, trade, and profit in these markets. Guys, trading is not easy. I'll tell you what is easy. What's easy is losing a lot of money when you're trading because you don't know what you're doing. The first 2 years or so of me being in the market, I really just wasn't very good at it. And look, speaking as humbly as I possibly can, there is so much that I have yet to learn, but I have learned a lot in my time here in this space, and I want to translate all of that into an academy so that I can teach it to you guys. It is incredibly important that you invest in your education, whether it's with me, whether it's with someone else, whether you do it on your own, whether you have someone guide you. I don't care how you do it. The most important thing is that you do it, and you do it consistently. In the day and age that we find ourselves in right now, it is remarkably dangerous to be stagnant and complacent. You will get burned if you do that. You need to be constantly evolving and learning and growing, or you're going to get left behind. If you want to be successful in trading cryptocurrency, you need discipline, you need dedication, you need to stay here long enough to see the fruits bear, but you also need to make sure you are investing in your education. If you do that with me, great. You'll be helping this channel and you'll be getting amazing quality content, but if you do it with someone else, that's fine. If you find a better deal, let me know, and we'll beat them. Guys, I have been consistently underpricing CT2A for a long time. As far as I'm concerned, this course is worth well over $500. There are people in the space charging $2,000, $3,000 for far less content. With the July 2020 coupon code, you're going to get access to the course for around $250. Considering trading is a skill that can make you hundreds of thousands of dollars a year once you've mastered it, that is a very small price to pay to make sure you're seeing progress in the first 6, 12, 18 months that you're in the space so that you don't leave and get frustrated and quit. How many of you have made a commitment to go to the gym 4 days a week and then stopped because you didn't see any progress in the first 2-3 weeks? The exact same thing happens every single day in cryptocurrency. People get in the market, they don't make any profits in the first 12 months, and then they leave. That's why it's so important for you to continuously see growth, and that's what we provide here. So if you guys are interested, the link is in the description down below, and like I said, you will be helping the channel. Anyway, enough of that, guys. Before I go, I really want to thank you guys because this channel is evolving and growing, and the business behind it is growing very quickly. We're able to do a lot of amazing things, and that is because of your viewership. That is because of your awesome dedication to watching these videos every single day. It's for hitting the like button, for hitting the subscribe button, for hitting the post notification bell. For doing all of that, you're helping to make the dreams that we have of helping a lot of people come true, and I am very grateful. Anyway, guys, that is going to wrap it out for today's video. Before I go, though, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching. As always, I will see you guys